Hey, and welcome to Eating with Heart. Normally here's where I'd say the day number. I have no idea what day number it is because I took some breaks from the video. What I started happening for me was, I had some few other stresses in my life as well, but I found that making the video started to feel like pressure. I started stressing myself that I have to do it, that it has to get done, and then the pressure built stress, and then I noticed that certain coping mechanisms started to come into play to deal with that. Um, and that's not the reason that I made the video. It was just to share my experience through it. And I noticed that in that mode, I wasn't able to access what my body wanted as much. It almost, the message almost felt muted. I couldn't tell, I felt as though I couldn't tell, and I started to go back into, the headspace eating of things that I know I should based on past learning, um, and or a mix of, the first 10 days of doing this kind of thing. But it wasn't a strong connection as I had before. And no matter what kind of, emotional release or meditation or any of those things that the tools that I have in my toolbox, I couldn't seem to get that back. It almost seemed like I would further pressure myself that I needed to get that done. And then the pressure just built and it built and it built. So I decided, you know what, let's try. I know there is a way around this. I know there is a way um, to continue on, even though the pressure is there, and release the pressure without actually having to stop the video. But I didn't know how yet. So I decided to give myself permission just to take a break. And with the intent that in my everyday life, I would still do the 30 days. I just took the pressure off of having to do the video. Um, and that helped. I was able to get back um, into the space that I wanted so that I could be able to listen to everything and figure out where um, or what moment it was where I had made a choice that continued to build the pressure. And I remember the moment exactly. I remember making the choice, like I had this gut feeling that, Anya, you need to do this right now in order to keep going forward, or you'll go down another path and the stress will just continue to build up. And I don't remember the reason exactly I didn't listen to that intuitive hit, but I didn't. And that feeling of pressure just kept spiraling. So what I am happy about now is that I was able to go back and figure out where that moment was. And so if the pressure or stress build up again, I know what I have to do and what I need to do so that I can keep this consistent and not feel the need to stop it. And, it kind of, I noticed that, that giving my permission to stop for a moment actually brought back my want to do it. And it kind of fell in line with the coffee problem that I was having earlier. That the want to have it was so huge. But the second I said, okay, go for it, it was appeased and I didn't actually want it. So it was kind of like allowing that emotion just to do its thing and but not in a pressured way, I guess. Um, but yeah, so that's been really cool. Throughout the whole thing, even through the stress part, um, it was harder to access, what my body was feeling, but I was able to go back, and like I did with that particular moment, as why I stopped the videos, I was able to go back and, look at what had happened and see where it, not that it went wrong, but where I could change something to continue on to the goal that I want to. So I now have new tools, and I'm excited to see how that translates further and with this process. And um, coincidentally, that has also meant that the light or the happiness or the, that calm, peaceful feeling that I had when I first started this, or that excitement, has now returned. So, yeah, I'm again back to intuitively eating and finding out what my body wants, and it's again turned back into a fun process. So here's to continuing on with it, and even if I have a moment of feeling pressured again, if that trigger comes up again, here's to finding a new way around it and continuing on. So hope you guys have a great night, and I will be back tomorrow. Talk to you later.